is the local mosque, sent me a membership renewal. Because they've been harassing me and my family, I asked them a question: are women allowed to be members of the mosque committee? And they replied by saying no, and that's the final answer. Now, I want to ask you, sisters, should women be, or the panel, should women be allowed to be members of the mosque committee?
Well, if the women go to the mosque, then yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they trying to hide? Most of the mosques don't even have
I disagree. I disagree with the
okay, I haven't finished my answer.
No, I'm just saying I disagree. No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Most of the mosques don't even have outside accountants. They mismanage funds. They don't know what they're doing. I think if women go to that, if it's a men-only mosque, then no. If women and men go to the mosque, then 100% yes.
Yeah, there's in the local mosque, women and men go to the mosque. So what you just mentioned here now, let me give you background. Basically, the officers, there's like 4 officers in the committee. You got the president, vice president, you got the secretary and treasury. Now, how
are they elected?
They elected. I mean, let's stick to this subject before we move on. The treasury is obviously responsible for finances, income coming in, expenses, and allocating money to certain projects. Now that treasury, he doesn't even know how to read and write. What's your views on that, Krabi? And yes,
that's my point. Who is he accountable to? Yeah.
Usually the committee is usually corrupt anyway in these mosques.
I'm just getting. Sorry, I'm getting just viewpoints here, so I can go back to them and tell them this is what the opinion is across UK.
So you're getting viewpoints of Krabi and yes and no who don't have a clue.
Yeah, but I've asked other people as well.
What do you have a clue about?
Crude. Let's not fight. Let's not fight, and let's not pick on each other.
You're credible banda clue.
No, let's not pick on each other. Yeah, Krabi.
What do you have a clue about?
This is a responsible thing.
Because the
a woman will always favour a woman regardless and speak.
No, but okay. Why is
you're asking the wrong people, HX, bro.
Crude. Why would you say? Well, you said no. Yeah, women shouldn't be allowed. Now, give me your reason.
Because
can I just say to Crude?
No, that's the reason.
No, what they have,
tell me.
No, speak in English so everyone can understand.
Explain to him. You explain to him.
Right.
I'm just correcting.
No, you explain to him. I'm answering you. I'm not answering them.
Yeah.
Accountancy is my trade. So I would obviously the treasury. I would know about appropriations of funds
what's
stuff like that. But that's just because I'm in that trade.
Crude, go on mute. Crude, you're not on mute, by the way.
Go on mute, Crude. Yeah, listen, Krabi and no, yeah. Now, what is, there's income of about 500,000 coming in every year, into the masjid, to the public. And there's expenses of similar, about 400k. That's what they show on the books. Now, this guy is basically the treasury, doesn't even know how to read English. Never mind his own mother tongue. He doesn't even know how to write. He's basically dyslexia. He's got dyslexia. Yeah, and... Because he's my uncle, isn't he? He's my uncle, I know him.
Is your uncle? Is your uncle?
Yeah, dyslexia.
Now I know where it's comes from.
So I went to him before the elections and I said to him, Uncle, please resign because this role is not for you. Yeah, I went straight to him. I said, no, and we basically had an hour's conversation, and then he basically turned on me. He went to my family, and he started asking my family and stuff. And that he shouldn't get involved, but the reason I'm getting involved is because they flipping challenge me. So a simple.
But is it right? Okay, this might seem like a stupid question, but Religious institutions are usually tax exempt because they're in effect charities or something, aren't they?
They're usually charities,
This
yeah.
masjid is a charity.
Registered as charities, yeah.
But then doesn't he have to report on what's coming in, what's going out, have a proper account of receipts for expenses?
Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
they have a duty for that, yeah.
You're right. But the thing is, if someone can't read and write, yeah, how does he do that? What if they
But
put
he's
there?
going to go to jail.
What my was thinking is, if they've put someone who a treasury of a masjid that have got a flipping £6.5 million in the bank account, and there's
treasurer, yeah.
yeah, treasury, yeah. So basically, yeah, he treasurer. It's basically there must be something dodgy happening behind the scenes. I don't know.
I think maybe he's probably got himself into a mess. It doesn't have to be dodgy, but he's going to go to jail. He doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
He doesn't keep everything the way that it should be. So
Yeah,
he probably needs help.
Yeah.
He needs to spend a bit of that expense money on an accountant and outsource it and not deal with it.
I think that's a good. Yeah, outsourcing and so on. So I think they do outsourcing. I'm not really sure because I'm trying to figure out exactly how the committee is formed, how they do the elections to select these officers and so forth. And they're not releasing this information. They're not even releasing who's part of the committee. Yeah, it's such a difficult thing. I mean,
Can't believe
nothing's transparent. Do you get me?
Hey, check, Gerard, these roll are everywhere, as you know. In my community, my actual best friends are like Sadr of a mosque. My brother is a treasurer of a mosque. My other friends are like, one's a vice president of a mosque. So I know where you're coming from, but these problems are in most communities.
No, but do they know how to read and write?
Yeah, of course they do, man. What are you talking about?
So
my friends, man.
This is the difference. This guy doesn't even.
But then you must have some sort of a Baradari system in there, or that's in control of the mosque or village system. Where they're from in Pakistan, and that's why they're appointing their own families and friends.
The issue is the guy.
This is what happens.
My uncle, and we don't have no Baradari in Halifax. We're just like 2 or 3 families. Yes. That's the odd thing about it, man. I don't know. And he's been part of the mosque committee, God knows for how long, maybe 20 years.
Maybe because he's trustable, you know?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's trustable and he doesn't, do anything wrong with the money and stuff,
No, but he doesn't necessarily have to be stealing money. That's not what I'm getting at. If he doesn't know how to run accounts, then he's going to get himself in a freaking mess that he's not going to be able to dig himself out of.
Yeah, but you can have someone helping him.
There's about 14
doing
people in the treasury, and a lot of them are very
How many people in the, what are you saying? How many people in the treasury or committee, you mean?
14 people in the committee.
In the committee, yeah?
I think it's about 16. 4 of them are the officers, and then 12 of them are committee members. And then you go, they're trustees, I mean.
Okay.
And there's about
12 trustees.
Yeah, about 12 trustees.
Okay.
I don't understand why they've got 12. And then there's about 80 members of the masjid, wherever it is, I don't even know the structure. I don't even know how they select the committee members.
Do they release minutes of each
meetings?
Well, they're not published, so no one knows. And no one knows how much they collect every week, because normally...
If it's part of the committee and they have committee meetings, there will be minutes.
Yeah, but should they be published to the wider public? Or I've never seen any.
No, they should only really be to the trustees, to be fair, because with a charitable organisation, there are different tax rules and stuff.
Yeah. I personally think there's something dodgy going on. They put someone like that on there so that if they get investigated, they'll go they go and investigate him and all.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't necessarily mean they're taking anything from the mosque, bro. That's the biggest. That's a big sin, bro.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
big sin.
I think.
They're God-fearing bande, bro. They're not gonna work for a masjid and take money from them. People accuse them. No, this is what happens in communities. They actually accuse people of taking money and all that sort of stuff. People who run masjids and stuff. I personally think that it's not right to say that because these people are there working for Allah, basically. It's voluntary.
But
do you know what I mean? They're doing it for good deeds.
But I'm
and then you guys, us guys, accuse him of doing,
no one's accused him. I reckon there's some sort of mismanagement happening here.
Just because he's not educated like you doesn't mean that.
No, I'm not educated. I know how to read and write, though.
No, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He might not have that level of education where he can read and write, like you said. But his heart will be in the right place, and he's probably doing a good job. I don't know.
No, the role is to record all the income, record all the expenses, and then keep bookkeeping.
Yeah.
And
you have to be able to read and write.
They have to keep receipts for everything, even if they're just buying a biro. They have to keep receipts.
But there's a lot of people that are members, and there's a lot of things. There might be conflict of interest. Maintenance. When they do the maintenance, they might outsource it to the members of the committee. It needs full investigation of what happens during the maintenance process. Yeah, who do they outsource the work to? Yeah.
Hey, checks. Tell them I'll get them in order. I'll start taking minutes of the committee meeting.
Yeah. So I'm asking all these questions. Yeah. There's no. I'm not accusing anyone, Nishi Wishi. I'm just asking basic questions like, what is the role of the committee members? What are the role of the officers? What are the different departments that they've got within the masjid? Yeah, and so forth.
Right, so can I tell you, because I worked for a charity, so it would be down to the trustees also to vote for, because so you'd go out to tender to get these maintenance things, and they would keep it in the community because that's what we do. But then the trustees would have a meeting and they would discuss each tender, and then they would decide to go with whoever. But that and then obviously that is how the maintenance contract. But so I don't think it's anything underhanded. The trustees would have to vote on it.
Okay.
That's the right way about it. But in these communities, it works different.
Oh, okay.
In Pakistani communities, it's not what you know, so you don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's how they get these contracts, etc., and the positions that they're in.
There's nothing like that. Yeah. He's probably this guy's related to that guy. Let's give him that.
Yeah. That's how it works.
They would probably keep it within the community, crude, but the trustees would see all the tenders and they would go with it because they would be.
Majority of the trustees, they're like illiterates as well. They're usually just names that they have.
Yeah. It's just a mishmash here, man. And
that's how it is in a HX. If it's a prana system, that's how it works, bro.
Yeah, there's no women there. That's what I'm saying. Why
don't they want women there?
Why do you want Janania there for?
I'm asking you, go and tell them, why don't you want women?
Yeah, because they cause fitna, bro.
Oh, God. Because it might make them do their jobs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Too bad.
It might make them do their jobs.
Okay. I'll give you. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, because Crude is going to get irritated now. Yeah. I can see him getting annoyed.
Yeah. No.
I'm not getting annoyed. I'm just being honest, bro.
Okay. Right. Listen. How the woman wouldn't have to go into the mosque, but how about them maybe outsourcing the books, because obviously you've got to keep bookkeeping, you've got to keep the receipts, you've got to appropriate the funds accordingly. It could be outsourced to a woman.
Yes.
But also, yes, it's more important for men to be in the mosque. I do understand that because women can pray at home. But what they do is they say it's for women as well, and they find some cupboards to put or throw the women in with no facilities or anything. And they don't like it when women say, "Can we have a bigger space and a nicer space and things like that?" So that's why they don't want them on the committee, really.
No, that's changed now, Krabi.
Yeah,
They do
Krabi's
cater
got
for
a
women
very
in
good
mosques,
point.
masjids now. They're
Okay,
separate,
I'll
everything.
give you a scenario for Halifax. Now, the mosque committee, obviously, they men, and a lot of people say they should lead the community and so forth. Now, Palestine happened. None of the mosque committee, have organized anything for Palestine apart from some sermons after Salah, some reminders. Now, there's protests that were organized by sisters, that are not even allowed to do anything in the masjid, and they got them involved, but they the ones who organize the protests. There's only about, I don't know, 40 men attending these protests. A lot of the people were from outside Halifax, and they were from other organizations. Now, women organizing protests, the brothers who are meant to be leaders, they're just sitting on there, sitting on the committee, and they're not doing anything basically for Palestine. Because my issue is just Palestine. Whatever happens in the committee is just basically it's their own business. Yeah, they're not doing anything for the community. There's drug dealing happening. There's G-rooming, all kind of crimes, corruption and hypocrisy within the certain projects that are initiated by the council. They've not said, they've not accounted anyone. And should that be the role of the masjid? Accountability of G-roomers and DRUG gangs that are out there. What should the masjid be doing? Crude? I don't know.
What do you want the masjid to do? The masjid is usually a place where you go and worship.
That first of all, masjid should be the hope of the community, and they have a lot of power, to basically influence people's minds and thoughts.
But they don't teach you anything wrong in masjids, do they? They don't say anything.
That's generally, but the thing is...
Yeah, exactly, but they do try to say the right thing and they teach you the right stuff, right? But if an individual goes and does whatever he does, you can't blame the masjid for it, bro.
No, but they should at least...
yeah, but you need the right people in there to call these people out as well, and you've got to...
But masjid is an organization, and it should be looking after the affairs of the Muslim community. And they should be doing calling these people out.
I have a brother that just come up now. I have a brother just come up. He's got some experience in this. Shakil, salam alaikum. We've got brother HX asking a few questions about masjid and corrupt committee members and all that sort of stuff. Maybe you can answer.
Right. Okay. You know, these kind of should I say habits, or these kind of things that we dislike, they're not only exclusive to masjids. Fraud, corruption, it happens everywhere. It happens in houses, it happens in families, masjids, workplaces, wherever you go. Do you understand? For someone to make it sound as it only happens in masjids is not fair.
None of us are doing that. We're Muslims. That's why we're talking about his specific masjid.
No, but HX is saying that the masjid should do something about it.
Do something about what?
The G-rumors and wrong things that are going on in the community.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean?
So, grooming, it's an authoritarian issue and it's an Islamic issue, because in Islam, we are to hold people accountable for their actions.
Right.
So, we should do more. But at the same time, I have a different kind of thing about this. I personally think safeguarding women is very important. It's not questionable. You have to safeguard and protect women the best we can, and Muslims, non-Muslims alike, we should do that regardless. Yeah? Now, what happens with the grooming gang issue is a particular demographic that is only mainly Asians or South Asians, yeah? And I personally believe that as much as, grooming is wrong and it should be stopped, what it is, when we focus on the grooming side of things, we end up turning our backs on all the rest of the women that are getting abused everywhere else. Yeah. Whether it's in sports arenas, whether it's in churches, whether it's at workplaces, whether it's in schools, women are being coerced and manipulated everywhere. But what the media have done, they very carefully chose a particular situation which only a particular demographic of people actually perpetuating. Are you with me? Perpetuate, yeah? And because of that, it seems like us Muslims are the only people that abuse women.
No, but Shaquille, I think you got the wrong end of the stick. HX was talking about a specific mosque that he's a member of, and we were talking about financial responsibility in the committee. And should they have responsibility towards the community? We already know that it's overwhelmingly white people, obviously the Catholic Church do. South Asian people are targeted because of that. It wasn't a wider discussion about that. It was specifically, should the mosque be speaking out, and should they have somebody like a third party to manage funds coming in and out, just so that there's no scandal around it?
Right. So you know what it is with Islam, yeah? Our Maulvis, our Imams, yeah, they address this right from the root. They say, lower your gaze. This, we've all been taught this. There's not a single Muslim that hasn't been taught this. Lower your gaze. Don't go around touching or mixing freely with women that aren't related or married to you. You understand? So if we adhere to that, the grooming would never even be. It would never be a question. It would never. There will never be an opportunity of that kind of behavior in the first place. So the Maulvis are doing that bit. Don't get me wrong. And we can't keep on saying grooming, because if we tackle the root problem, grooming would automatically get tackled by that.
So you said, talked about Maulvis doing that and educating the people. There's a case in Halifax, I think November 24, there were about 21 people that got convicted of grooming. I went to the Maulvi the same day, and I asked in one of the masjid, can you do a Friday sermon on this to basically deter or educate the people on the issues of grooming and stuff like that. The relation between man and woman. So what you what I want to say, no, 2 seconds, let me finish.
I just want to say you're really brave, mate, yeah? You're really brave, mate, yeah? And I'll stand with you, mate, yeah? Stand with you, mate,
2 seconds. So what happened was he basically replied back and said, you stick with your salah. Yeah, I said, what the heck? I didn't even answer. He got really, basically was annoyed, yeah? And then I even called out the politicians. They hid it under the carpet. Now, what I found out recently is these influential people, like the councillors, Muslim councillors, the mosque committee members, in my local mosque, they've got family members who've been locked up or are serving sentences for grooming.
Yeah, that's crazy, mate. Yeah? That's crazy,
so that's why they're not talking out against this. Now, there's two options for me to publish the grooming hierarchy within Halifax community, or just keep quiet.
Crazy,
yeah, what should I do?
Totally stand with you, mate.
Right. Okay. First of all, do we need to protect women and be purposeful about our approach, or should we just go around holding people accountable after the crime has been committed?
Shaquille, mate, you're not taking accountability, mate, yeah? See, you're a bit wish-washy, mate, yeah? A bit wish-washy. HX approach is brilliant, mate, yeah? Now, end of the day, right, if you have a teacher in a school, mate, yeah, you do DBS checks, mate, you check their background, same with the police. So same in the religious institution, mate, yeah? You got to do these checks, mate. Make sure the person is fit for the job, mate, yeah? And also, they need to be held accountable, right? Do you agree or not, Shaquille, mate?
Right, okay. Yes, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that.
Brilliant,
however, I would rather...
there shouldn't be a however, mate, yeah? There should be a however.
Can you let him respond? Can you let him respond?
Oh, mate. Yeah. Oh, sorry, crude, mate. Sorry, crude.
Thank you.
Right, thanks there, host. Right, first of all, what you're saying, I couldn't agree any less. Absolutely true, yeah? We should hold people accountable. But we're holding people accountable. All it's telling me is that women are still being raped, yeah? So, so there's also the other half of the balance, which is to protect and safeguard our women as well. It's not only about holding people accountable. I would rather make sure these things don't happen so we don't have to hold people accountable. But you are obsessed with hanging people all the time, but at the expense of raped women. That's not right as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Dixon, mate, wait, Shaquille, mate, yeah? All right, finish, mate, yeah?
Krabby, please don't read the comments and just believe what's happening. I wouldn't have him on here if he was far right.
I'm Muslim, mate, yeah?
Yeah, he's a good geezer.
He's a good geezer, mate, yeah? Now, Shaquille, right, end of the day, in Islam, right, you have a communal duty, right? Yes or no? For example, if you know somebody is selling drugs in your local community, if you know in your local community someone's selling drugs, mate, or there's crimes going on, an imam, right, he should be also calling this out, because an imam should use hikmah, right, wisdom, mate, yeah? So at the end of the day, if he knows his own community, like up north, whatever their issues may be, down south it's different, mate, yeah? So the Jummah Khutbah, right, should weekly be about certain topics, mate, yeah? Like, for example, what happened in Rotherham, right? Now, I'm not saying that Muslims should be blamed, but the Imam should say, look, as Muslims, our image in the community is very important, right? So if you know somebody, you should stop it, mate, yeah? Because at the end of the day, zina's haram, mate, yeah? Zina's haram, mate, yeah? Like you said, I totally agree with you.
It's not zina. That doesn't come under zina, though.
Yeah, so sister,
it is zina, mate, yeah.
Yeah,
it is zina, mate. And hey, checks, I'm going to follow you, mate, yeah? Because I totally agree what you're saying, mate, yeah? I want to join your movement, right?
Dixon, basically, I'll give you a scenario, and it's been 2 years.
Dixon Cloud, mate.
2 years in January, there was Hafiz of the Quran, 22 years old, who was a grandson of the masjid committee, and he's the son of the management committee. He was caught doing social grooming, and he got caught on a sting operation. And when I addressed the masjid, what are you going to do to provide services for the youngsters so that they don't go down this route? And I propose certain services as well, like marriage events and marriage register and lectures and so forth. Basically, they ignored it. And they hid it under the carpet. They completely denied that he did it, and they went.
Yeah, that's wrong,
and I want to publish that. There's people that are holding me back to publish the video. And it's disgusting. I'm getting death threats, all kind of stuff. But I've not stopped, and I'm just thinking, Dixon, shall I publish it?
Go for it, mate. So I'll tell you why, mate. I'll tell you why. Now, HX, right? If you work in a school, right, and you know teachers do something like that, right, the school will hold them accountable, right? And as Muslims, we need to do that as well, mate. Yeah, we need to hold people accountable, right? Because end of the day, if you have children, right, and you send them to your local mosque, mate, and you get taught. Now, you want to have that peace of mind that your children are being taught by the right person. Just because somebody's have a beard and have Islamic knowledge does not mean that they can't do acts like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So HX, I think you should go for it, mate,
Yeah.
But make sure
I just want to come in there 1 minute. Right, you know about imams teaching our children?
Go for it, man. Don't listen to this geezer.
Right,
I'm not saying that.
Dixon, are you Muslim?
No, I'm not, mate. I'm saying, look, the mosques are doing brilliant stuff, mate, and there's so many mosques.
You don't know HX, do you, mate? Once he goes for it, he doesn't look back.
I don't know, mate.
He doesn't look back.
Amazing, mate.
No holes barred after that, mate. Don't be egging him on.
No, I'm going for it.
I think he's amazing, Crude, I think he's amazing, mate.
I'm going for it. Did you see the video that I've just put on yesterday? It's been last year.
I'm going to follow you, mate. I'm going to follow you, mate.
What happened here, I was groomed on the election count day by the security
guard. You were groomed, mate.
A victim.
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, well, how old were you?
No.
What, 10? 9, 10? Hey.
By grooming, you can...
Right, okay. You should be telling everyone on this public platform, bro.
G-room a person...
Take it easy, HX.
I don't want to talk about it, mate.
I'll tell you what I mean. Intellectually, they groomed me.
Yeah, not sure, you just said it now.
Intellectually, they twisted the thing. So basically,
Right.
the security guards there, yeah.
Crude, get me in 1 minute, Crude, please, before I go.
Yeah, go on, Shakil.
Right, okay, so, I've been hearing this for a while, and I absolutely agree with you. You guys aren't wrong, but I'm one of them people who would like to, target problems from the source, yeah? And in the Quran, we are, as men, right, we're assigned to protect and guard our women. Now, I'm going to ask you one question.
Yeah, but
These women-
Shakil, 1 minute. It's not just about women. When boys could be groomed, men can be groomed,
Yeah,
just like
like
HX has been.
No,
HX was groomed by an imam back in the day.
It's not about the gender,
now
it's about the
now
agenda.
he's
Don't say that.
talking-
Cool. Don't take advantage of what.
No, but that's what you just said.
No,
so,
no, listen. You're not even listening to me, yeah. By that, yeah.
That's why he's raising this.
When I went to the election count,
And I understand it's a serious topic.
like, for example,
and we
Copyright,
need to address this. HX, go for it, bro. Go for it.
yeah. No, I don't
I'm
want
with
to go
Dixon
for
on
it
this,
because
go for
number
it.
one, yeah, it's going to affect the masajids throughout the UK. It's going to give you ammunition for the Islamophobes. Yeah, so there's no point really.
So articulate in a way that it's not going to offend
Yeah,
anyone.
mate. Yeah.
No, it's just a
But Shakil, what was your question, mate? Shakil, what was your question, mate? You didn't
Right,
get your
my
question,
question
mate.
was, so we as Muslims are assigned to protect and guard our women, yeah?
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Do we agree with that?
Yeah, mate, yeah, 100%,
Right.
mate.
These unfortunately, these women's, I'm all for accountability. I'm all for justice. Hang them, lynch them, whatever. I'm absolutely with you guys, yeah? However, these young, vulnerable girls that are being groomed in this country, do they have guardians to protect them like us Asians protect ours?
Yeah, what about the young boys, man?
Yeah, and
Well,
the old men,
HX will have to
like,
answer
HX.
that one.
You're always about the girls, boys as well.
Yeah, see, look, Shakil, brilliant, 100%, mate.
What's
yeah.
wrong with you guys, man? I know you're going around white knighting and stuff and you want more bloody followers, like women followers. Come on, man.
Not me,
Be
mate,
realist.
not me,
Talk about the young boys. They be get
Yeah,
groomed.
the young
HX
boys.
is one of them. We got an example on the panel.
Crude.
Hope you're right, mate,
Customer,
HX.
don't take advantage of it. Now listen to what happened. So I went on election count, yeah, like basically you sit that 2 years ago and campaigning for Palestine, counting all the council and so forth. So there were about a couple of security guards there, yeah. They were told by the council officers, get him out this, building. So I stood outside on the footpath on the border. So these guys were really harassing me, saying, okay, what you've come in for Palestine, this and that, you can't do about it. Then they said you got DRUG problem in your community, go and sort that out. You got a G room in, go and sort that out. So for a whole 45 minutes they were bullying me, all kind of stuff. So that's where I got my camera out and I questioned the councillor. Yeah, and that's the video that I put on there. So that's what you call intellectual grooming. Yeah.
I've seen that a few
That's not
times,
grooming,
HX.
But
That's not
come on,
grooming,
this
HX,
year.
mate. You're not being coerced, mate. You've been intimidated, but you're not being groomed, mate.
Yeah,
That's, you can't
intimidation.
throw that word
But
around
you know
like
what
loosely,
is?
mate.
You know what is? The way they did it, yeah, is basically they changed my way of thinking. So.
But they intimidated you, mate. Yeah. They did it.
They intimidated,
brainwashed
manipulated.
He was manipulated or coerced.
Manipulate, yeah.
Manipulated.
Yeah, but maybe he was groomed back in the day, but he just
I'd
doesn't want
say
to talk about it.
intellectually
Okay.
groomed.
So, mate.
That's why he's
By
against
security
these
guard.
imams.
You weren't
the
groomed,
mosque.
mate. You were just intimidated, mate.
Intimidated,
They
but whatever it is,
yeah.
I'd call it like whatever it is, yeah. But then I went for them, and then you know what is made the war that look, if I see this security guard anywhere, I'm gonna basically ask him out. And guess what happened? After 1.5 years, after Fajr, 5 o'clock, I think it was in August. Yeah, I saw that security guard with a dog.
What do you mean? You're going to ask him out on a date?
Ask him out for a fight, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, all I did was I went there, and believe me or not, yeah, I said, "Can you remember me?" He just shit it in his pants, and that's it. He got humbled, yeah. And I
Did you give
started.
him a hiding, mate? Did you give him a hiding, mate?
Well, not really, because I said that might be his method, but my method is simple. I forgive you for what you've done, and he just basically.
fair.
But HX, I know people who know you. They say you're a bit of a tough geezer, man.
Yeah, no, you don't.
You're not to be messed with.
No. You don't. I'm not like that, bro.
Seriously.
I'm not like that.
They said you're not to be messed with. So, yeah, you would have smashed that guy up then, wouldn't you?
So that
next time,
video,
mate,
I'm gonna
next time,
post
give
that
it, mate.
video tomorrow. Yeah, and he was just,
mate,
and
yeah.
people who know this guy is a doorman, and so forth. And I think it's a tough cookie, yeah, to deal with.
Where is your doorman? Some sort of nursery?
I don't know, security guard here and there, wherever it is.
Or like
But you know what?
a security guard,
your
what, a nursery or
voice is so powerful
kindergartens or
that you can humble the most bravest,
a playgroup or
strongest
something?
person that is around there. So Alhamdulillah, yeah. That video is going to come out tomorrow, man.
Yeah, mate. But do him in, mate. Yeah, HX do him in next time. Yeah.
No. You don't resort to violence at all. Yeah, what you do is you forgive and forget and move on. You get me?
Mm.
Yeah, and move on.
But you haven't forgotten, mate, because you're talking about it, and then you followed him up
No,
a
I'm
year
just
later, mate. Now
I'm
you're
just
gonna
putting that
post a
video on
mate, so you haven't
because
forgotten, mate.
it just happened. It just happened on that day. I forgot about him. I said, this is the opportunity. I've seen him first time after 1.5 years. Let's go and do something about it. Let's remind him of what he did. On
No, I
the
totally
election
agree,
time.
mate, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Totally
I
agree,
reminded
mate,
him,
yeah. Just do
you
it,
were there
mate.
harassing me, so on, so have you forgot? Yeah, but I'm not
Yeah,
going to do
mate.
anything to you. Yeah, because we believe in one career. I forgive you. And started playing with his dog.
Playing with his dog, mate, yeah.
What type of dog was it?
Akita, man.
Akita, wow, Japanese.
Yeah, I love Akitas,
He
mate.
was
Japanese
Akita, and
Akita,
guess
mate,
what?
yeah.
He had red eyes as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like Alfie, just
I don't know. When I
worthless
put it up
piece of
tomorrow, when I put
person.
Did you find RSPCA,
Start being
mate?
careful.
Did you find the RSPCA, mate? Because the dog probably got lack of sleep, mate. Yeah, it's not being looked after properly, mate.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good sleep, mate.
Anyway, Dixon, yeah, I've got to go.
Food's on his
and
myriad
Shaquille,
today.
Well, HX, I'm going to follow you, mate, yeah?
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what
follow
it
him there.
is. Where you from,
I'm
Dixon?
going to support you.
Where you
London,
from?
mate.
Oh, we've got London voice
London,
as well.
mate. Yeah, I'm going to support you, mate. I'm going to be HX London, mate.
No, there is London voice. We've got it, but that's on WhatsApp group. There's about 7.
You let me know, mate.
Yeah.
I'll be in that group, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll speak to you later, man. Okay, assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
FHX.
Love you, mate. Love you, HX, mate. Yeah. If you ever want to talk about your incident, mate, just let